This is the Thermo Electra simulator by Safe Training Systems. It's a simulator for contamination monitoring, and we'll show you the controls and how to use the instrument. The instrument is turned on and off with the on-off key here, and there are various settings for adjusting the speakers, so noise on and off, and backlight. In order to use the instrument, you first need to connect the simulation probe. In this case we have a simulated HP 260 probe. The probe has a 5-way pin connector in the end, and we have a 5-way cable to connect it. So we connect the probe to the cable, just do it up till it's tight, and then we connect the other end of the probe cable to the probe port in the end of the instrument. Having connected the probe to the instrument, we can then turn the instrument on, and the instrument will go through a series of self-checks and initially display 0 counts per second. Whilst this is happening, the probe is being initialized, and what happens here is that the probe has a electrical current running through it and a fan inside. These take about 30 seconds to a minute to warm up, so you need to leave the probe for at least 30 seconds before you start monitoring. What you can see now is that the probe has now started to work, and on the instrument we now have a background reading which at the moment is showing approximately 2 counts per second. This reading is integrated into the instrument and is a randomly generated number, usually below 3 counts, but somewhere between 1 and 3 counts, just as a background figure. So to use the instrument we need a source. So the source material we have here is the STS LS1, which is a liquid spray. You only need a very small amount of the spray in order to make this work. So what we'll do is put a small amount of spray on the surface, and as you can hopefully see, the spray is invisible to the naked eye. So if we now take our probe, we can now monitor the area, and when we come across the source, you'll be able to see that the number of counts per second rises rapidly as we get closer to the source material. Having established that, we can also now demonstrate cross-contamination. So we can wipe our hand in where the source material was, and then moving over to the probe, if we now measure our hands, again you will see the reading resulting from that contamination, which was now on my hands. So you can show contamination, cross-contamination, and you can also clean this quite easily with soap and water, so you can show decontamination as well. On the instrument, as mentioned, there's a audio key, which if you press the audio key will turn off the noise, and you'll see that the audio light has disappeared. Turn it back on. And also a backlight function. Pressing the backlight will illuminate the display, and it will go off after a few seconds to conserve the battery life. Or again, you can turn it off by pressing the button. The other controls aren't required for the operation of the simulator, and the only other really point to note is the battery access. which is in the reverse of the instrument, by undoing the black circular battery cap, and there are 3 C cells which power the instrument. If the instrument should require new batteries, a battery icon is displayed on the screen here, and the battery should be changed at that point. You may also wish to try and demonstrate the use of alpha or beta contamination, and the button here will allow you to select between alphas, betas, or alphas and betas. So if we switch it to alphas, you'll notice when I monitor now there'll be a different tone. You may also have seen the battery light flash up there. That doesn't mean that the battery is low. The system draws a lot of current, so sometimes the battery light will light up when you get a high signal. It's only if the battery light's consistently on that you would need to change them. So I've now changed the system to read betas, and if I monitor now, you'll notice a different change in tone to demonstrate beta contamination. And then again, we can press again, and the display now shows alphas and betas, which will give you again a different tone and the combination of the two. So that's it, that's the STS contamination system. Very simple. Always remember to turn the instrument off when finished, and I hope you enjoy using it.